this is a point of time then which determines where Barry Lee is likely to start on the grid. Well, we haven't broken the 16-second barrier yet. Whether we do or not, we shall have to wait and see, but Barry Lee goes through now. The beam is broken, and of course, it could be this man who starts at the front of the grid. Well, there it is, it's 16.24. 16.24, so it's not the fastest time of the day. So Barry Lee, we can say one thing, is not on the front row because 16.24 is not good enough, unless, of course, he betters it this lap or indeed the next one. Let's see what the second lap time was.
16.26.
16.26. And here is the third one. And time is up for him. And we're talking about 16.03, something like that, to go on the front at the moment. So let's see what the third lap was.
16.2. 16.2.
16.2. Right, Duffy Collard then. The clock is on him. And we've got 16.06 to beat. 16.06 is the best one so far. So Duffy Collard, if he beats that, could well find himself on pole position. Let's see what happens. And it's 16.32. 16.32. That's quite quick. It will put him fairly well up the front, I would think. And he could do better than that. Let's have a look. And let's have a readout then for lap number 2.
$15.87.
And he goes to the front. We've broken the barrier. And there's his final time. And that's the best we've had so far. And let's have the final time out for lap 3.
15.92 for the third lap.
Morning, Schauffer.
That's nice, mate. Well, you're in much cheerier mood than most of the drivers this morning, Mick.
Well, there's not a lot of pressure on me this year, so I'm glad the pressure's on the others.
How do you feel yourself? You feel you're going to excel this week?
Oh, I'm 100% fit.
100% fit. Any problems with a little racing car here?
No, nothing whatsoever. Got a new engine in by Holbay. Good tyres. I think it could be a bit of a tyre war this year between M&H and Goodyear, but I think the best tyre company will come out on top.
How's Castrol finding this hot rodding racing at this moment? Good?
Oh yeah, yeah. They're looking for a victory, as they tell me. I'm not that confident, but I think there's a lot of drivers who are very confident. And I think it could be between about 5 drivers, and I don't count myself in the 5 drivers.
And why is this?
A lot of people have been going very well just recently. Nigel Murphy, Colin Facey, Leon Smith, Trevor Shaw, and one and only the black horse Barry Lee. So we'll have to see what this new car comes. It's got a skirt on it. I haven't seen it yet, but I asked him if he wanted to wear the skirt, not the car.
Well, I heard that you've run a load of little piglets under that bonnet of yours. Is this right?
Well, I know there's horsepower, but I've been looking for a little bit of hog power, so we'll have to go from there.
Barry,
Morning.
how do you feel?
Tired.
Tired? What have you been doing?
Sleeping.
Not been on the beer or anything?
No, I don't drink. Honestly, this is a big one, this one, today, and it means a lot to me. I'd like it back. I feel that we didn't have a worthy champion last year because he went. I don't mind any champion retiring, but I disagree with another champion going to race for another form of motorsport.
Well, it is bad advertising for what you promote all year round, so how do you feel yourself today?
It's another race to me. You know, logically I'd like to win it. If I think there's 39 other people or 29 other people out there with the same interest in the race that I have, but you know, who knows? I'll let you know about 3:30.
Have you tested the car?
Yes.
Good?
Pass.
Pass? Did it perform as well as you thought?
Yeah, actually, it performed a little bit better than we hoped, because we've spent a lot of time. A lot of people say that I bring out new innovations and things like this, and the skirting on this car, as single-seaters, they all have it, and it doesn't necessarily work on saloon cars. We've put a lot of thought into the skirts on this, where we've completely got away with all the air going in the front of the car. We've got some special wheels designed that blow the cold air out, and rather than sucking it in. The whole underneath the car is sheeted in, and the exhaust and the hot air that goes into the engine bay goes through a double skin inside the car, and then is exhausted out just in front of the axle, so that the hot air going out the back of the car is actually sucking what cold air is left underneath. And I don't know if you saw it on television at Brands, but when we were hitting the dust, it literally just laid on the floor about 2 inches. It never went up into a pool of smoke or anything else. So it definitely works, but psychologically it's good for me anyway.
Will it work out on this oval?
If it dries up, you know, luckily we tested in 50 degrees of heat, 58 degrees of heat yesterday on tyres. So if it stays like it is today, we know what tyres to use. The speeds won't be as great as we was hoping it was going to be, but, you know, this car's built for here, Brayfield, Hennisford, and that's it. You'll never see it at Wimbledon.
Do you think there's more pressure this year than there's been before?
I think there's more pressure on me this year, yeah, because I'm getting older.
And grey, like me. Tell me, do you think that the car will go well on a smaller track like Aldershot or places like that?
No, not the skirts won't have any effect at all on the smaller tracks. But we, when I say I built this car solely for the 3 tracks, it's. I think a lot of people are going to think, oh well, Barry's built another car, and that means we've all got to build 2 cars. It's not that at all. I need to have to run 2 cars because I'm contracted to do every round for Speedworth. You know, I've retired from international rallying and also rallycross, and I promised Les, because I gave him such a bad deal last year and it wasn't my fault, that I would do every round. So I have built 2 cars. It's hard to the other drivers or to the clubman, but as I say, I've got an underwritten guarantee to Les that I would do it. And plus, this will be the last Escort I'll ever build. It's my 47th. When I say I built it, Sonny Howard, my top engineer, built the car for me.
Tell me also, do you think that the chap that started in the sport would be ever able to afford a vehicle like this?
Yeah, you know, you're looking at that vehicle now, and quite frankly, I can build a replica of that car for £6,000, less engine. It's not a, it's, yeah, if you work out the amount of time that we've put in it, I suppose the car stands in 18 grand. But just like saying now we want to build a replica of it. You know, I've built 3 or 4 brand new cars for people, complete, utter racing cars with not a second-hand nut and bolt, and the bills come out at about £8,000 plus VAT. It's not a lot of money. Really, honestly, Keith, you go back, engines now are about 3,500 quid, but take 5 years off of that, and they were cheaper than they were 5 years ago. We've got inflation. We're in one hell of a state in the whole world at the moment, but it will come back, it will come right.
Well, hot rod racing's improved over the years, and the cars have improved. The tidiness of the cars improved. Do you think this is a good thing?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, Keith, because let's be honest, you yourself personally brought out as smart a car as I did, if not sometimes smarter than myself, because you didn't do as many races as we. We lost you because the only reason wasn't through lack of finance or anything else, because you used to do it as good, or if not as better as most of the other drivers. But we lost you because the other cars was a bloody tatty, and you were just fed up with somebody coming out in a dirty old car and the scrutineer saying, well, it doesn't matter about putting the front on, and they just wipe your side of your car if you went by. Now it's getting a hell of a lot better. I think you're only going to be one of a few, but you like to see the sport going this way, and I hope that we can see drivers like yourself coming back. Who wants to go around brands like you do? We've done it. I come out with you. You're not as happy as coming out here and going to Eastbourne and having a good thrash round.
No, that's true. But I do like to see tidy cars, and yours is very nice indeed. Well, Barry, we'll have to leave you there and go and see a few more of your competitors. I wish you the best of luck in the race. Hope you win, and see you after the race.
Well, if I win, I'm only doing it for everybody else.
Okay, many thanks.